The disappearance of Flight MH370 left an indelible mark on global aviation, sparking crucial reforms while revealing sobering truths about our technological limitations. This chapter examines how this tragedy is reshaping air travel safety protocols and why continued vigilance remains paramount. In the aftermath of the disaster, the International Civil Aviation Organization implemented new tracking requirements mandating that commercial aircraft report their position at least every 15 minutes. The aviation industry has developed enhanced satellite-based surveillance systems like Aviation's space-based ADS-B, which provides global, real-time aircraft monitoring. Major airlines have voluntarily adopted more frequent tracking intervals over remote areas, while new regulations require future aircraft to be equipped with tamper-proof transmitters. The search for MH370 also revolutionized underwater exploration technology. The development of autonomous underwater vehicles with improved sonar mapping capabilities has transformed our ability to search deep ocean terrain. The comprehensive seafloor mapping conducted during the search has contributed valuable data to oceanographic science, benefiting research institutions worldwide. These technological advances have already proven invaluable in subsequent underwater search operations. However, significant challenges persist. The implementation of real-time data streaming for all flights remains economically and technically challenging for many airlines. While modern aircraft can transmit thousands of parameters, the cost and bandwidth requirements for continuous streaming present practical obstacles. The aviation industry continues to debate the balance between safety investments and operational costs. The human element remains equally crucial. Enhanced pilot training now places greater emphasis on abnormal situation management and psychological support systems. Aviation authorities have strengthened protocols for communication loss scenarios and improved international coordination mechanisms for emergency response. Looking forward, several critical actions demand our collective support. First, we must advocate for universal implementation of advanced tracking systems across all commercial aircraft, regardless of their registration or operating region. Disparities in safety technology between airlines and nations create vulnerabilities that affect us all. Second, continued research and development in deployable flight recorders that can survive extreme conditions and transmit location data must be prioritized. The technology exists but requires broader adoption. Third, we must maintain international cooperation in aviation safety. The search for MH370 demonstrated how nations can collaborate in crisis, but this spirit of cooperation must extend to preventive measures and standard setting. Finally, we must never forget the human cost behind these technical discussions. Each safety improvement represents our commitment to ensuring that no family endures such uncertainty again. The passengers and crew of MH370 have become unwitting ambassadors for aviation safety, their legacy measured in every life saved through these enhancements. As we reflect on MH370's enduring impact, let us honor their memory by remaining engaged, vigilant, and proactive in supporting aviation safety initiatives. The journey toward perfect safety continues, and it remains our shared responsibility to see it through. Chapter 4. The Unfinished Journey: Why the Search Must Continue. 10 years have passed since MH370 vanished from our skies, yet the absence of answers continues to echo through the halls of aviation safety and in the hearts of families forever changed by this tragedy. While significant improvements have been made in aircraft tracking and emergency response protocols, the fundamental truth remains. We still do not know what happened to Flight MH370. This chapter makes the compelling case for why the search must resume and how new technologies and renewed determination could finally solve this enduring mystery. The emotional toll on the families of the 239 passengers and crew members cannot be overstated. For these families, the lack of closure has created a unique form of suffering, a perpetual state of limbo where grief cannot properly resolve. They describe their agony as a wound that never heals, a question that never finds its answer. The recovery of scattered debris along Indian Ocean coastlines provided tragic confirmation of the aircraft's fate but offered no explanation for why it occurred. Each new piece of debris that washes ashore reopens these wounds, reminding the world that the plane's main wreckage and the critical answers it holds remains hidden beneath the waves. Recent technological advancements have dramatically improved our ability to locate objects on the ocean floor. Autonomous underwater vehicles, AUVs, now possess enhanced sonar capabilities and can operate for longer durations at greater depths. Artificial intelligence algorithms can process seabed mapping data with unprecedented accuracy, distinguishing potential wreckage from natural formations more efficiently than ever before. Ocean Infinity, the company that conducted the most recent private search in 2018, has developed new generations of search vehicles that could cover the remaining areas of interest with greater speed and precision. New analysis of the satellite data and oceanographic modeling has identified specific priority zones that previous searches may have missed. Independent researchers continue to refine the interpretation of the Inmarsat satellite handshakes, suggesting alternative endpoints that warrant investigation. Recent studies of debris drift patterns have provided additional clues about potential impact locations. These scientific advances have narrowed the search area significantly, making a renewed search both more feasible and more likely to succeed. The call to resume the search has united aviation experts, government officials, and concerned citizens worldwide. Malaysia's government has consistently stated its willingness to consider new and credible evidence that could lead to restarting the search. The international community must now rally behind this effort, providing the funding and coordination necessary to complete this mission. The cost of a new search, while substantial, pales in comparison to the value of solving one of aviation's greatest mysteries and preventing future tragedies. We stand at a crucial crossroads. The memory of MH370 challenges us to demonstrate that no life is forgotten and no mystery is beyond solving. The families deserve answers. The aviation industry needs lessons only this investigation can provide. And humanity requires the satisfaction of knowing that even our deepest mysteries can be solved through persistence and innovation. Let your voice be heard. Support organizations advocating for renewed search efforts. Contact your government representatives and urge them to contribute to international search funding. Share the story of MH370 to ensure the world does not forget. Together, we can launch one final, determined mission to bring closure to this decade-long mystery and honor the 239 souls who journeyed into the unknown. Chapter 5. The Global Legacy: How MH370 Changed Aviation Forever. The enduring mystery of Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370 has left an indelible mark on global aviation. While the aircraft itself remains missing, the tragedy has catalyzed sweeping changes that have made air travel safer for millions of passengers worldwide. This chapter examines the concrete transformations in aviation safety and technology that stand as MH370's lasting legacy. In response to the disappearance, the International Civil Aviation Organization established new global tracking standards, mandating that all commercial aircraft report their position at least every 15 minutes, anywhere in the world. This has led to the implementation of systems like Global Aeronautical Distress and Safety System, which ensures continuous aircraft monitoring, particularly over remote oceans and polar regions where traditional radar coverage is non-existent. The aviation industry has witnessed remarkable technological innovations since 2014. Space-based ADS-B systems, such as those operated by Aviation, now provide real-time global surveillance of equipped aircraft. Major manufacturers have developed deployable flight recorders that can separate from aircraft during water impact, significantly increasing recovery chances. Furthermore, new tamper-proof communication systems and continuous data streaming technologies are becoming standard features in next-generation aircraft. Perhaps the most significant change has been in international cooperation and emergency response protocols. The search for MH370 demonstrated both the strengths and limitations of global collaboration in aviation crises. Today, countries have established clearer protocols for information sharing and joint response efforts. The Malaysian government's handling of the crisis, while criticized initially, led to improved transparency standards in aviation investigations worldwide. The human impact continues to drive change. Family support organizations have successfully advocated for better treatment of relatives in aviation disasters, including faster information disclosure and more compassionate response protocols. Airlines now face greater accountability for providing timely updates and support to affected families during crises. However, the work remains incomplete. Many older aircraft still lack the latest tracking technology, and implementation varies significantly between airlines and nations. Economic considerations continue to hinder universal adoption of safety enhancements, particularly in developing aviation markets. The legacy of MH370 serves as both a tribute to those lost and a continuing challenge to the aviation industry. Each safety improvement represents a step toward ensuring that no aircraft disappears without a trace again. As we move forward, the memory of the 239 passengers and crew members continues to inspire innovation and vigilance in aviation safety. The journey toward perfect safety continues, and MH370's legacy reminds us that complacency is not an option. Through continued technological advancement, international cooperation, and unwavering commitment to safety, we honor those lost by working to prevent future tragedies. The aviation community must maintain this momentum, ensuring that the lessons learned from MH370 continue to protect passengers for generations to come. Chapter 6: The Unbreakable Bond Family's Quest for Truth and Closure. In the decades since MH370 vanished from radar screens, a remarkable story of resilience and determination has unfolded on the ground, the ongoing journey of the families who refuse to let their loved ones be forgotten. This chapter honors their relentless pursuit of truth and examines how their advocacy has reshaped how the world responds to aviation disasters. The families of MH370 have transformed from grieving relatives into formidable advocates for aviation safety and transparency. Their journey began in the chaotic early days of the disappearance, where language barriers, bureaucratic hurdles, and conflicting information compounded their anguish. Yet from this confusion emerged a global network of determined individuals who would not accept silence as an answer. They have organized international press conferences, maintained vigils across multiple countries, and developed sophisticated communication channels to share information and support. Their advocacy has yielded significant results. The Voice 370 family group successfully pressured authorities to continue the search beyond initial timelines. Their relentless campaigning led to the review of satellite data by independent experts, revealing new potential crash sites. Most importantly, they have ensured that MH370 remains in the public consciousness, preventing the case from being relegated to the archives of unsolved mysteries. The emotional toll on these families represents a unique form of suffering. Without physical evidence of their loved one's fate, many experience what psychologists term ambiguous loss, a state of grief without closure that can be more psychologically damaging than confirmed death. They describe living in two worlds, one where they maintain hope, and another where they must confront the overwhelming probability of tragedy. This psychological limbo has created what one family member called a permanent wound that cannot heal. Yet from this pain has emerged extraordinary strength. Families have become experts in aviation technology, satellite communications, and oceanography. They have funded independent research, consulted with renowned scientists, and maintained continuous dialogue with investigation authorities. Their detailed knowledge often rivals that of aviation professionals, making them invaluable contributors to the ongoing investigation. The family's efforts have established new standards for how airlines and governments should support relatives during aviation disasters. Their advocacy has led to faster release of critical information to families, establishment of dedicated family support centers, improved psychological support services, greater transparency in investigation processes, regular briefings from senior officials. Their work has created a legacy that extends far beyond MH370. New international protocols now require airlines to provide better immediate support to families, including timely updates and mental health resources. The aviation industry has learned that treating families as partners rather than victims leads to better outcomes for all involved. As we look to the future, the family's mission continues. They maintain their demand for a renewed search, better implementation of tracking technology, and continued investigation into what happened to their loved ones. Their unwavering commitment serves as a powerful reminder that behind every technical debate and policy discussion are human beings whose lives have been forever changed. The story of MH370's families is ultimately one of love's persistence in the face of unimaginable loss. They have shown the world that the bond between loved ones transcends even the deepest oceans and the longest silences. Their journey continues, and the world owes it to them to continue seeking answers.